They braved the uncertainty, crawling through the darkness of death for an unbelievably prolonged time of 66 months, till death surrendered and handed them over to life again. And their enemy was abandonment. Abandonment by their employer. Abandonment by land. Abandonment by destiny. The sight of a distant ship thrills us. That is because our knowledge about the people operating it is limited to the animated movies and comics that picturize seafarers as sturdy men, always brimming with cheer.
Shipping is a huge industry, an enormous one, but we call it the invisible industry because although a huge part of the global economy depends on it, most of us know least of it. It is hard to imagine or believe what all occur in there.
Those of you who carry the notion that seafarers enjoy roaming around at every new port and country they visit must know that there is hardly any time left for the sailors to rest or even take a stroll when on foreign shores. Because with advanced technology, the discharging at ports becomes fast and efficient, so they don't even get to relax. The owners want to exact maximum labor from the sailors for the money they are paying them. Such tight schedules, loads of work, lack of interaction with people for months, and restrictions on physical movement creates a sense of emptiness. The biggest risk every seafarer takes when he boards a ship is abandonment. When we hear the story of an abandoned ship, we are shaken, and our hearts go out in the deep waters to find out how its operators have been really doing. And abandonment. It is not a rare happening.
Abandoned is a term which is used in the shipping dictionary. It's when a ship owner or managers who represent the seafarers, they leave the seafarers into the hands of God.
शिपिंग इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक जो अबैंडनमेंट ऑफ शिपिंग है, ये एक दाग, एक कलंक है, एक धब्बा है। सदियों से ये अबैंडनमेंट चलते जा रहा है, सदियों से ये चालू ही है, लेकिन उसका पैटर्न अलग था। पहला ऐसा था क्या इंश्योरेंस के लालच में, जैसा जहाज पुराना होता है वैसा इंश्योरेंस भी बढ़ता है, और इंश्योरेंस के लालच में जहाज को डुबा दिया जाता था और उसमें बहुत नुकसान, सीफेरर का भी नुकसान और सीफेरर का भी जान चला जाता था, कार्गो भी अटक जाता था और बहुत नुकसान होता था। और आस्ते आस्ते दुनिया की नज़र इसमें चली गई और दुनिया ने सोचना चालू किया, IMO, ILO, इसमें सोचना चालू हुआ क्या ये, और इसमें एक से एक कड़क कानून बनाने चालू किए गए। फिर जो बुरे बैड शिप ओनर्स है, बैड शिप ओनर्स वो आइडिया चलाते गए और फिर अबैंडनमेंट का जन्म हो गया।
In the years 2000, there was many cases which came up in the shipping industry. That was abandonment, where are ship owners who cannot afford to run our vessels, to bear the cost of running our vessels. They just leave the vessel with the crew in some other port, in some foreign countries and all, and they just leave, they just detach from the seafarers.
In such abandonments, the uncertainty surrounding when and how the seafarer or seafarers can return home exacts a heavy emotional toll. One such unbelievably heart-wrenching real story of abandonment is of MV Magnum, a merchant vessel that got stuck in Indian waters in June 2011. See for yourself as this story unfolds. Magnum, a vessel who had got the contract of towing the unmanned vessel MV Wisdom on 11th June 2011, While it was 11 nautical miles from the west coast, the wire ropes that held MV Wisdom broke off due to a storm. The 175-meter-long unmanned cargo ship drifted away and ran aground Mumbai's Juhu beach.
The case started somewhere in the 2011 when a tug towing vessels was towing a ship called Wisdom. It was from Sri Lanka. They were supposed to go to port of Karachi, and in between, close to Indian coast, that rope parted and the ship got grounded. Immediately the port police came, the Yellow Gate police came, and they arrested all the seafarers who were on board the ship. Later on, some of them was released. The owner intervened into that. They repatriated some of the crew, and the vessel was released by the Mumbai High Court, and the vessel came and anchored in Mumbai anchorage. Many of the seafarers went back to their country. Most of them was never been paid. And the seafarers who stuck up were 4 Ghanaians and few seafarers who were coming on a contract basis working on board the ship.
The 4 men: Second Engineer Aisa Sawadu, Third Officer Mustafa, able seaman Idris Muhammad and oiler Francis Abaka chose to remain on the ship. To simply discard the ship when it was stuck in foreign waters was something beyond them. After all, the ship had given them their employment. Another reason was their company had promised to pay them their salaries, which had been due for months. So they decided to hold the responsibility with the hope that they would eventually get paid.
The ship supplies were stopped. Few months, the ship owners given them the food provisions, water, and slowly they stopped the food provision also.
They did not know what to do without electricity, water, food, and hope. With no coverage to the outside world and water all around, it felt like an island with no other animal other than the 4 of them.
I am second engineer in this ship. My name is Issa Saud from Ghana. I am almost 5 years, 4 months in this ship, without salary, without nothing. Now my family in Ghana now, they are suffering. No money, no food, no nothing. Now all my children are not going to school now. Please, we need help from authority to help us to get our money to go home.
I am Muhammad Idris. It's now 2011, 10th January. 3 years, 7 months now. For 2 years, we are struggling to get our money and go home. Problem, all the 4 Ghanaians, we are not well. According to doctor report, nobody's well on the board the ship.
I am Francis Abaka, third engineer. I've served on board 3 years, 7 months for salary. Please, we need your help.
My name is Muhammad Mustafa. I'm the 3rd officer in this ship. I have worked in this ship for 4 years, 4 months. There's no salary. We have been struggling to get our salary and go home. But up to now, it proved futile. We are begging the authority to come to our aid and help us so that we get our salary and go home. Or you can see all my colleagues, they are all complaining about salary. So we need the authorities' help to come and help us so that we get our money and then we go our various home. Because our children now are no longer attending school. Our mothers, our parents all are crying for help. So we need authority to come and help us so that we get our salary.
Then the seafarers started contacting the International Transport Workers Federation, ITF, and ITF contacted the affiliates union, National Union of Seafarers of India, and that's how we came, National Union of Seafarers of India, came into the help of the seafarers. When we came to know about this seafarers who were stuck for 6 years, we immediately went on board the ship. The ship was totally inhabitable. The condition of the ship was very bad. There was multiple holes in the ship's bottom. Water used to come out. All the machinery was totally failed. The ship was grounded. There was no water, no provisions. The food, once in a week or once in a 15 days, they used to give the provision. There was no refrigeration. There was no electricity on board the ship.
We were not having provisions. We were receiving little provision. No fresh water. We were sleeping. We have been sleeping in darkness for the last 5 years in the vessel. We sleep in darkness. We have to fry our chicken, always dry it in the sun for 1 month. For 1 month, we don't have refrigerator. We don't store anything. So sometimes we have to cook our food for 1 week, warming, which is not good for our health. When we are sick, you will not take you to the hospital. We don't go to a shop. No medicine, nothing. I coughed for 1 year, no hospital. I was coughing for 1 year. There was no hospital, nothing. No medicine on board, nothing on board. If you are sick, you call the ship owner. The ship owner will not. He will not pick it. He will not even pick it. He disconnected everything on board. As I speak to you now, nothing works on board. Navigation equipment in the room, nothing works because he wanted to kill us and then take his vessel, sell the vessel, put the money in his pocket.
फ्यूल नहीं था, जनरेटर नहीं चलता था, जहाज की रसोई नहीं होती थी। तो फिर वो लोग क्या करते थे, जहाज का लकड़ी जो डेक रहता है ना, डेक का लकड़ी काट के वो उसका चूल्हा बनाते थे और वो लोग रसोई अपना खाना पकाते थे। ऐसा जो हाल था, तो फर्स्ट टाइम हम लोग देखा तो हम लोग हैरान हो गए। एक सी फेरर को ऐसा जीवन व्यतीत करना पड़ता है, बहुत बड़ा मुश्किल का काम है।
We asked the seafarer, how did you survive so long? So they said that the fishermen, when he used to cross our boat, they used to feel pity on us. Then they used to give us little bit of water, little bit of fish, and the provision, and with that we somehow survived.
The 4 men floated helplessly, their fate tied to that of the ship. They were on Mumbai shore, but couldn't step on the land as their visas had expired. They couldn't come out of the ship for a change as there was water all around. As days passed by, the ship asked for repairs and maintenance, but had no supply of spare parts.
As the matter was getting prolonged, the monsoon was setting into Mumbai coast, and ship had multiple holes. It used to get flooded when there was high tide. Ship used to go and sink in the bottom. And seafarers were in a panic state because they do not have anything, any materials or any spare parts to plug those holes. There was no generator. If something happened, the ship can drag and it can drown, costing the life of the seafarers.
The crew had to finally go to the Court of Admiralty jurisdiction on the advice of the Port Trust. On 6th May 2016, the Mumbai High Court arrested the vessel, which raised the distressed crew's hope. But this was not the end of their ordeal.
Abhishek Khare, the Khare Associates, he took up the case at zero cost, and NUSI, with all the support of NUSI, we started fighting the case in the Mumbai High Court. The case went on for quite some time, but Justice Kathawala, he took a special interest for the need of the seafarers to save their life. He took up the case during the monsoon season, and he passed a resolutions that all the seafarers should be immediately evacuated.
On 4th of June 2016, at around 9 p.m., the vessel's anchor was dragged to a shallow water zone near Butcher Island. The vessel got grounded in the rocky bed, and the engine room was flooded.
God forbid, nothing did happen, and next day we got the order from the High Court, and with the help of the Immigration Authority, Yellow Grade police stations, customs, with the lawyers, we could evacuate all 4 of them.
A happy day for 4 sailors hailing from Ghana. The wide grins, the garlands honoring them, eyes bright with keenness of meeting their loved ones. Indians are used to such scenes when warriors come home after victory. These 4 men are warriors indeed. And India is all praise for these men for winning a war against a rather bizarre enemy: abandonment.
I'm so happy that the battle has ended. Thank God we have achieved our aim. We are going to see our family once again in life. We are very happy. We are very grateful.
First, of course, we must thank God that today we are going home.
Thank God, Almighty God. Thank all of you.
Thank you very much for what you did for us today.
Today, we are going home to see our family. We did not suspect that today we will go home after staying in the vessel for a very long time, over 6 years, without seeing a shore.
वो बंदी थे समुंदर में, वो बंदी थे और फैमिली से इतने दूर थे। क्या उनको ऐसा लगा क्या, और नुसी और ITF ये सब भगवान है, हम लोग उनके लिए भगवान थे। आज भी जब वो फ़ोन करते हैं तब नुसी की वाह करते हैं, तारीफ करते हैं, प्रशंसा करते हैं और हम लोग को अच्छा फीलिंग होता है क्या हम लोग एक अच्छा काम किया।
Had it not been National Union of India, we wouldn't have known what to do in the vessel. We would have been staying in the vessel, and even maybe we wouldn't know, we would have all been dead. But for the timely intervention of National Union of India, today we are saved. Today we are out of slavery. Today we are out of darkness. Today we are out of hunger. We are going Ghana to see our family. National Union Seafarers of India, you have done well to save us from this awkward situation. I thank all of you for coming to embrace us. I thank all of you for coming to see us. May God bless all of us. Thank you very much.
When the matter was resolved, the court gave the permission to auction the vessel. The vessel was auctioned and the seafarers in due course of time got their money back.
You know, sometimes the ship owners forget that seafarers are also an important asset. These seafarers take care of the ships, which is worth hundreds and thousands of crores. It is completely the responsibility of the ship owners to take care of its seafarers. And in cases of abandonment, if it happens, it is the responsibility of the ship owner to bring them back to their families.
These are not one-off stories. History will tell you stories of such ruthless and unethical abandonment of seafarers. And this has long remained an unsolved issue globally.
The whole shipping fraternity, nationally and internationally, is aware of the famous quote of Mr. E. Metropolis, IMO Secretary General Emeritus, when he said in 2004 that without shipping, half the world will freeze and the other half will cease to exist. This statement is a very important statement quoted on and off over the years. But for the bad ship owners, but for the unscrupulous ship owners, these are mere statements. Because if shipping is so important, the seafarers who are the integral part of shipping, who actually move the shipping, they are left in the lurch by the bad and the unscrupulous ship owners for their own vested interest.
So we have met a lot of problems in this career. Based on that, I think the ship owners must be watched very well. They are always cheat. They use our lives as bait to catch money. That is very bad. This is a very dangerous and wonderful business we are doing. So in the end, if you don't have what you want, Is it not disappointment in life? Had it not been law in terms of court proceedings, no, we would have even lose our lives, because I am from Africa. Majority are from Africa, Ghana precisely, that is the west part of Africa. It's such a journey, far away, coming home with empty hands. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. So these ship owners must be watched very well. They must be watched. They keep on cheating. They keep on killing. So this is how some wicked ship owners behave. They don't value life. They rather value money. Money, 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 money. Look at the chemicals inhaling day after day. Look at the noise. Such a hard work. If I were to come home with empty hands, I don't think life would be bearable for me. See, it won't be bearable. So these ship owners must be watched well, and they must be, they must face loss vigorously.
My colleagues, I have one advice to you. Anytime you sign on a vessel, first month, second month, if you don't receive salary, just pay off. Sign off. Don't waste your time and say, maybe I paid 2,000 or I paid 1,500, so I have to get my money. Just pay off. If you don't pay off, maybe you go through what you also went through. Maybe yours will be more than ours.
The seafarers on board the ships, just imagine this mental state. You cannot even comprehend. For months, years, they are on board the ship, looking at the open sky in the morning and the stars and the moon in the night, having no other place to go away rather than just remain on those rust buckets, those abandoned ships, having no avenues of having a proper meal, sleep, and these takes the mental trauma is too much for the seafarer. They go ballistic at times. They lose hope in humanity. They lose hope in the system. What did they do to deserve this? What? They were just coming on board on their own volition to discharge their professional duties as a seafarer, and this is what they get in return, being abandoned for months and months together.
एज ए नुसी हम लोग बहुत कोशिश करते हैं क्या, और जानकारी भी देते हैं क्या कौन सा जहाज में जाने का, कौन सा आरपीएसएल में जाओ। अच्छे शिपिंग ओनर के पास आप अगर नौकरी करते हैं तो ये कभी नहीं होता है, और नुसी भी अच्छे सीफेरर के साथ एग्रीमेंट करती है। बुरे शिप ओनर्स है उनके साथ एग्रीमेंट नुसी नहीं करती। हमारे जब एग्रीमेंट का एक भी जहाज अभी तक अबैंडमेंट नहीं हुआ और होगा भी नहीं, कि इतना हम लोग सीफेरर का ख्याल रखते हैं। हर एक का टच रहता है सीफेरर का, कंपनी से भी हमारा टच रहता है, और वो हम लोग कभी होने नहीं देंगे, क्यों ये नुसी की एक संकल्पना है, और नुसी हमेशा चाहती है सीफेरर का भला चाहती है। तो हमेशा हम लोग सीफेरर का भला चाहते हैं, और उनको कभी अबैंडन में रहना नहीं पड़ेगा। जब तक नुसी है तब तक ये कभी नहीं हो सकता है उनके साथ।